Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we are back on the Hermitcraft server. It really is good to see you. It is now episode 53, and in this one, hopefully we are going to be getting just a little bit more done, and it's going to be a little bit longer. I do apologise that in the last video, it was a little bit short, but as you know, as I mentioned at the start of the video, I had such a rough week last week. I don't want to go on about it too much, we're just going to put that one behind us. It was all the unlucky things that could possibly happen in 1 week just managed to happen right there. Just right there, just completely, just came down on me in a massive ton, buttload, whatever you want to call it, and I was put down a little bit that week, but now we are back. It is a new week, a new month, and we are ready to make a few more Hermitcraft videos. So, here is the plan. The first thing that I want to say is that Jevin, one of the slightly newer members on the Hermitcraft server, has actually put in a request at the redstone consultancy. Now, unfortunately, he didn't put it in the new one because it hadn't been built yet, but he has put it in the one at the Hermitcraft spawn town. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over there straight away and take a look at what he wants us to do. So here we are over in the original place, just heading over to the lovely little building that is the redstone consultancy. I mean, look at this little place. Oh, I remember this. Redstone consultancy, Dr. Mumbo, put your requests in here, name your price. In fact, that's a point. I need to put signs like this in the current redstone consultancy, because at the minute it's just a chest. But anyway, let's just head down there and take a look. Aha, redstone work by Jevin YouTube. So let's give it a read. Mumbo, hello, I am in need of your redstone expertise. I have a rather large storage area that needs a redstone elevator to get down to. I'm willing to negotiate a price. Well, a redstone elevator. Oh, it's been a while since I did one of those, and by the sounds of things, if we read that again, he needs it to go down as well as up. I'm going to have a chat to Jevin about this, because otherwise I might build something completely wrong, but I guess that is what is going on. So we did actually build an elevator inside Monkey Farm's skull, and yeah, that worked really, really well. In fact, we'll head over there and take a look at that now. But if it needs to go down as well, then this is going to require quite a bit of redstone engineering. We're going to take a look at that. Oh, we've got a wild witch. Oh, this could end badly. I'm so bad at fighting. Oh, okay. I bigged that up quite a lot. So anyway, let's take a look at the elevator that I built inside Monkey Farm's house. Wow, he's got a really cool lighting effect there. It's not even lighting it up, it just looks cool. Anyway, here is the elevator. Let's see if it's actually going to work. Lag on this server isn't too great, so here we go. And up we pop. Are we going to make it? Yes, see? There is the elevator, and it takes us up to the top. But the only issue is that you can't actually get down from it. So maybe we're going to have to help into a redstone testing world and take a look at how we're going to do this. On the screen now should hopefully, fingers crossed, be some footage of an up and down piston elevator that I uploaded around about 6 months ago. And I think this pretty much fits the bill as far as what Jevin wants. It allows you to go up and down in relative style and ease. It's fairly fast, and it's also a very compact design. Now what I'll do is I will include a link to that video down in the description. But here's the thing. Here is my problem, okay? From Jevin's book, I can't really tell if this is what he wants. So what I'm going to do is I've sent him a message on Skype, but the issue is that it's about 6 in the morning in the USA, and he's probably tucked up in bed, nice and comfortable, and I don't want to be bothering him too much. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on from this project for a little while, and then we will come back to it in a little bit when we have a little bit more information on what we have to do, so then we can get a design together and start building. Now, I was thinking the other day that I was taking a look at my base, you know, I was looking around, poking about with my peepers, seeing what I had done, and I was thinking, you know, this is really great. My base looks brilliant, and I'm very, very happy with it. But there's one thing that I have, that this is still where I sleep. I sleep in this dingy, viney, like there's chests just about, cobblestone around, a few furnaces from like the first week on Hermitcraft. I mean, really? Is this where I sleep? Yes. Yes, it is. This is where I sleep. And you know what? I really do want to change that. I want to move my location and go somewhere a little bit snazzy. Now, what I was thinking is I could just move to a donator house. You know, I could put my bed in here and be like, yes, this is my new home. But then, I don't know. That's not really that fancy. You know, we own this place. We need something good. And then I looked up at this mountain and I thought to myself, wouldn't it be cool if we sort of like half hollowed it out, and then we could live inside the hollowed out mountain? I think that would be really fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of clearing up and assess how much we're going to have to do, but this should be one hell of a lot of fun. I've already got to work and done just a wee bit of digging here, and this is the sort of style that we are... Oh god, I can see you from over there. I mean, you would have helped out with the mining a little bit. Ooh. Okay, that was very close. But anyway, like I say, I've done a little bit of digging, and you can see that this is going to be a very tall room, and we're going to try and keep the natural sort of flow of the mountain so that you can easily tell that we are within a mountain. Now, what I mean is, we're not going to be having the dirt. We aren't going to be having the dirt as the roof, because it's pretty ugly, as you can see. We are going to cover it, but it's going to keep the same shape, roughly. I think that will look really good, and this should end up looking like quite a cool structure. And as you can see, the view that you get from my base is brilliant. I mean, straight away you've got the Rubik's Cube monument from when Joe Hells pranked me that time, and then you can clearly see the ring. You got the mob spawner in all of his glory, and those two beacons just going right up into the sky. I love the way that this looks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to work on digging all of this area out. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long, but then again, I don't really know how big this mountain is. I might have bitten off a little bit more than I can chew. A few cool things happened whilst I was doing. The first thing that I noticed is that if I go right over to this corner, you see I actually pick up the haste 2 effect. So what I would do is I would run over to this corner and then charge off and start mining it, which meant that the whole process didn't actually take as long as I expected. But the next thing that I want to say is that we discovered like a cave up here, and I was just originally considering keeping it directly up by the mountainside, just completely molded to the edge of the mountain. But then I got a brainwave, and I think you're going to like this one. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the room a little bit like this. I'm going to do a little bit more sort of forming of the rocks because it's a little bit shabby in places, but I am going to be fixing that. But here's the thing, okay? This cave here, what I was thinking is we could have it so there's like water running out of it, and then we put vines around the sides, and then we could have like a really cool like water feature in the middle of the room that would just look absolutely awesome. Like, seriously, I think that will look amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working out how I'm going to go about doing this, because I've never done anything like this in Minecraft before, like some crazy ass water feature. So it should be interesting. Hopefully it all goes well, but let's see what I can do. Now, this is what I have come up with so far. As you can see, it's pretty good. You know, it doesn't look quite as amazingly incredible as I was originally expecting, but perhaps that's because I haven't added in some of the vines and other such things that will add a nice bit of detail. But I think the main thing that I have to do here is I have to sort of make this opening a little bit smaller, because at the minute we sort of have the pond in the middle, but then there's loads of space over here in which there's nothing. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to pull in this side, so then it sort of goes around like that, and then it will be a little hole in the ceiling instead of a gaping massive hole that actually lets in quite a lot of air and rain. Imagine if it was raining. Imagine how damp it would be in here. Now, we don't want any of that. So what we're going to do is, yes, we are going to pull in the hole a little bit, just constrict it so that it's here, and then it will look really, really cool. At least, I hope it does, because I do. I like this idea a lot. Now that I've done that, I am a little bit more happy with it. If you think about it, when you come into this base, it is pretty much going to be the first thing that you see, because I'm going to have like a grand archway coming along here, and then you walk in and bam, you've got yourself a waterfall, and you want that waterfall to look good, because there's no point in a waterfall that doesn't look good. Like, the sole purpose of having this waterfall is to be a nice feature. I wouldn't be doing it if I thought it looked ugly, but I personally feel like this looks pretty nice. Anyway, now what we have to do is do the floor, and I think I'm going to do it all in stone bricks. I've got plenty of stone on me, and in fact, we've got tons of cobblestone in the chest, so this really has been a good little resource gatherer. But anyway, I'm going to craft up a ton of stone bricks, and then we will see what we can create. And the floor is complete as well. We really are knocking them down today. Now, as you may have noticed, okay, I haven't gone for the standard stone brick. I have gone for that thing that I always seem to do, and that is throw a little bit of cobblestone in there. Things get better as soon as you start throwing cobblestone about. Stop being scared of using cobblestone. It's a great block, and it looks absolutely brilliant when you put it next to stone bricks, at least in my humble opinion. Another thing that you can do is you can actually dot gravel about, and gravel, it's another one of those blocks that just everyone loves to hate. They like, if you say, oh, I'm going to build something out of gravel, people are like, are you mad? But actually, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? I mean, it's very similar to cobblestone now in texture, so you can use it quite nicely inside flooring and things. Adds a good bit of detail, because stone bricks just on a big flat plane looks boring as anything. So this is usually what I go for, just to break it up a bit, change it up, do something a little bit different. I quite like it. I think it works well, and it definitely looks good in this setting. I really do like the way this is coming together. Now we have to work on the entrance area. I don't think I'm going to be doing any of the details on the inside part of this one in today's episode, simply because I'm going to need some help with that one. So I might get in touch with Corrales or someone like that so they can help me out with the detail part, because I am awful at it. I mean, if someone tells me to build something that looks like a chair in Minecraft, nope, just doesn't happen. It just would not look like a chair. So we're not doing it. We're not going to do the details in this episode, but we do need to work on the entrance area, because otherwise it's a bit tough to get up here. We have to use ender pearls, and then I sort of have to aim and fire, and generally I like just fly off the edge of the mountain. It's just not good. It's not a very safe way to get up to this nice little haven we have created up in the mountains. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to do a standard staircase, just sort of winding its way down the mountain, and then it's going to connect up to sort of this part of the base, maybe just down here. We'll have to do a little bit of deforesting, because as you can see, it's very overgrown over here, and I think we're just going to cut our way through and be like hedgerows on either side of the path. But I think that will work quite nicely. I don't know really how I'm going to do the pathway, because obviously this part is quite steep, so I might have to cut into the mountain a little bit. Ooh, I don't know. We'll see what I do. Hopefully it looks alright, so let's begin. I do apologise for the dark and the rain, but I have finished the path. So as you can see, it quite clearly follows the path that goes through my town, and then you just head on through, up this pathway, along here, and then up all of these blocks. Now the annoying thing is here is that I haven't actually used stairs, and that's because I didn't want it to look different from the rest, but come to think about it, that is far too annoying. I don't think I want to be jumping up this each time, and also it does waste your food, and I know that's like a tiny little thing to consider, especially when I've got so much chicken, but it's just annoying having to eat and things, you know, all that eating that you have to do. Ugh, can't be bothered with that. So what we're going to do is we are actually going to replace those blocks there with stairs. And there we go. All of the stairs are in place. It's a nice smooth run all the way up to my little haven. But I don't even know what I want to call this. What do you reckon I should call this place? Because I keep calling it the haven base, And that's not what I want to call it in the slightest. That's a silly old name. If you're going to suggest Haven Base, then don't suggest it. Okay, please don't. But I do want to know, what do you reckon I should call this place? Because it needs a name, so then we can put a little sign on the way up to it just to say what it is. Because, I like getting you guys involved. You're often a lot more creative than I am when it comes to names and everything else. So, yes, please go down to the comment section and suggest a name for our upper area. But anyway, now we are going to head over and start work on the iJevin project. And now we move on to the next thing. Now I really would love to be able to say that we are going to go off and build Jevin's piston elevator, but I have some bad news for you, and that is unfortunately I have not heard back from him just yet. Now before any of you go down to the comment section and start shouting, "Mumbo hates Jevin," or "Jevin hates Mumbo," and creating a big old drama, okay, stop that. Stop yourself. I can see you were preparing to type then. He hasn't been online all day, so I assume that he is just doing something good. He is having a fine old time, and he is away from his computer, which is fine, okay? That is absolutely fine. Us YouTubers are allowed to have our own lives, and I am more than happy that Jevin is doing something better than sitting at his computer replying to my messages. That is absolutely brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that project back by 1 episode, so you will be getting that one in the next one, don't you worry. But anyway, now we're going to be heading back over to the Hermitcraft 1.7 spawn town, and we are going to be doing some stuff over there. So it should be a lot of fun, and let's head over. I don't know if you guys know about this. I really don't know how up to date you are with the goings on the Hermitcraft server, but recently we have been doing a little bit of an event, and that is the ABBA caving game. Now this is a fairly well known little game in which you cave away, and whoever gets the most number of precious items, they win. And we've actually been doing a tournament, and we've been backing up all of the items, and the good news is that the final is actually just around the corner. So if you haven't heard of this ABBA caving tournament, then now is a good time to get involved. Go back, watch through all of the videos, get right on in there, because let's be honest, this is going to be far better than the Super Bowl or whatever that was. We don't really know what the Super Bowl is in the United Kingdom. For all we know, it is superb owls or just really nice bowls. We're just so not involved in the UK. But anyway, that is completely off the point, okay? So, the ABBA caving game is almost finished. The final is on its way, like I just said. And even though I wasn't really involved in the tournament, I still feel like I could potentially benefit from this. And when I say benefit, I mean make a little bit of dollar. Yeah, make a little bit of money. Few diamonds here and there. And the best way to take money from a sporting event is, of course, to set up a betting shop. Now, the reason that I say it's the best way to take money is because in gambling, the person that is betting the money is always the one who is going to lose. The betting shop is always the one that wins. You wonder, if gambling was so brilliant and an easy way to make money, then the betting shops will have gone out of business many moons ago. And this is the point that I'm trying to get across here, okay? I really am not trying to glorify gambling. I feel the need to say this, okay? I don't want people to take this the wrong way. This is all a bit of fun. I like the idea of making a betting shop, and it should be a fun little way so we can bet fake diamonds. They don't even exist in real life. They're in Minecraft. It's a game, okay? It's all a little bit of fun. But as far as real life gambling goes, just don't do it. Really, do not do it, okay? Gambling is just the worst way to spend your money. It can ruin lives, and it's just awful. It really is an awful, awful thing. And to any kids that are watching this, gambling's bad. To any adults that are watching this, you should know better. Gambling is bad. Everyone knows that gambling's bad. I'm 18, and I know that gambling's bad. I don't want to gamble at all in my life, and it's just as simple as that. But anyway, yes, we are going to be building a betting shop. It should be a little bit of fun, and hopefully all of the hermits will get involved, place their bets. Should be good. Now, I've been trying to think of different places in which I can place this betting shop, because really, ideally, I would like it next to the ABBA caving thing, and this sort of location seemed absolutely perfect because we've got the horse racing track over there. And what sport is unanimous with the betting? It is, of course, horse racing. Everyone bets on things at the horse racing, so that would have been pretty dead on. But unfortunately, it looks like Corrales is building his own little town over here, and I don't want to be messing with that, okay? Like I've said in the previous episode, I don't want to be stepping on people's toes, messing up the feng shui over here. So I think what we're going to do is head over to the financial district, and we're actually going to build it over there. It will be a little bit out of the way, and I will have to tell the other hermits about the betting shop, place some advertisements down in Cleo's newspaper, or even send some letters about by using this postbox system, which actually seems to work quite well. I just seem to be pretty awful at reading my books here. But yes, it does seem to work well, and it does give the hermits a really good message about what's going on. But anyway, over to the financial district, we will try and find a spot for my little gambling store. I think I have found the perfect spot for it, right on the entrance into the financial district, and I'm going to make this build look really run down and really horrible. And I'm probably going to call it something like the filthy gambling shop, just so people are put off by it, because I want this to look so underground and so sort of like, I don't know, like grimy. Ugh, horrible gambling shop. That's what I want to go for. I don't want some kind of pristine, clean, attractive gambling store. Hell no. I want some disgusting, probably illegal gambling shop, because that's the way I roll. Oh yeah, that seems to be working a treat. You can seriously see, like, oh, it just looks so run down. There are holes in the walls, and I'm going to be placing down an iron, like, door, and probably iron bars as the windows. I might actually extend the size out a little bit so that we can actually get the iron bars in the windows, because I think that will make it look a lot better, or should I say a lot worse. I don't know what we're really going for here. The best part about this build is we can make it look disgusting and say that's what we meant to do. But anyway, I am now going to have to head back over to my base because I've left all my iron over there, which is a bit of a shame. But anyway, I will head over there, come back, do some work, and then I'll catch you in a bit. I would like to think that the first part is now done. I've extended it out a bit and also moved the whole thing a little bit further forwards too, because that means that we have got a ton of space back here. Now I have noticed the 2 creepers about and any other that might be in the local area that I haven't quite spotted yet, and I'm a little bit wary of the other hermits builds because the last thing that I want to do is blow someone else's build up. But anyway, yes, this is looking suitably ugly. I'm fairly happy with it, and let's continue on with the rest. I've done a tad bit more on our filthy little gamblers. Whoa, my little filthy gambler shop. And yeah, it looks alright, you know, it does look suitably ruined. I could almost argue that it looks too ruined, like it's just closed down. But you know what, that's what we're going for. We are going for the shabby little gambling shop on the edge of the road, you know, the corner shop that's run by Bob, some dodgy little man from down the street. That kind of gambling shop. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a chest over here with a hopper underneath and a chest over here with a hopper underneath. I'm going to put the names of each one of the finalists and their odds at winning underneath, and then people can put their payments down in these chests and I will reward them. That's what I was going for there. Completely lost the ability to speak. But anyway, as you can see, the whole downstairs part is done, all of the walls and most of the inside as well. So now all we have to do is add on a roof and it should be all good to go. I am so unhappy with this that I'm happy with it. Now, the reason I say that, and that's a very specific choice of words, and as I've been talking about recently, okay, this building is so ugly and so horrific looking that it completely 100% meets the purpose of what it was trying to achieve. It was trying to look like a shabby little gambling shop, and boy oh boy does it deliver. It looks like the worst kind of place in which you would want to bet on things. These are the kind of people that if you lose a bet and you can't pay it back, then you lose your legs and your kidneys and possibly your lungs. It's that kind of gambling shop, alright? And here we are. So it says filthy gambling store, and then you head inside, diamond bets only, okay? And then we will have player 1 odds and player 2 and the odds, and then the people can put their diamonds into each one of these chests. Now here's the thing, okay, what I'm thinking is I don't really know how I'm going to do the odds here. I don't know who is in the final, and I am recording this on the Sunday, so I don't know if they've been announced yet or not. I might just be missing out. I might have just missed that little announcement there, and I don't know if they have actually been released to the public just yet. but I will eventually put down the name of the hermit and his odds of winning. Now, these aren't going to be based on anything. The odds are going to be completely plucked out of my brain, but I don't know. I'll probably base them on like my own personal experiences. Like, for example, if Exuma is in there, then he's going to have high odds because he seems to have every single diamond on the server. So he's going to have high odds because I think he's got some kind of diamond radar. Whereas if someone like, I don't know, I can't name anyone. I'm not going to shame anyone, am I? That would be really harsh, wouldn't it? But anyway, yes. The Filthy Gambling store is now up in business. If you feel the need to bet on anything, then head over here and you can just waste your money away. It will be great fun. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for this week. Now, I do just want to say a very quick apology because I know I started off this episode with the intention of doing that piston elevator, but like I say, I haven't been able to get hold of Jevin, and the reason for that is because he hasn't been online. So like I say, don't start a drama. Stop creating drama, okay? It's fine. Me and Jevin, we will meet up, we'll do a little bit of talking, and we will find out what he wants to do with this elevator, and then I'll get straight on with that in the next episode. So that is what you've got to look forward to. What I have to look forward to is getting all these bets in, hopefully making a few diamonds or two, because we are running low. We're running low on the diamond supplies, and having this little betting store, that should help us out quite a lot, because you know what it's like. We are going to rake it in. If every hermit puts in a diamond, then that means we'll have like 12, and we'll probably only have to pay like 3 or 4 of those back. So it's a win-win-win for us and a lose-lose-lose for all of the hermits, which is the best kind of situation to be in. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.